How's it going, Zach? He is awake. Yeah, it's only midnight here. "24-hour streams, those are a drain." This is within a few cards. I added the Eidolon to the main deck. There's links to the deck list below the stream. I added the Eidolon to the main deck as a 61st card and added a Scavenging Ooze to the sideboard. And I cut the Magus of the Moon because Magus wasn't very good. I think we're going to play one more match here to close out the night. I appreciate everyone hanging out. Appreciate all the new followers. Welcome. Appreciate the couple of resubs that we had. Let's play one more match. Rock it up. Yeah, it's in sweet. If our opponent's hopefully playing some kind of fair mid-range deck. Sand nuts against those. Not so great if we need to like interact with our opponent. What do we play Courser over Finks? Courser provides card advantage and life gain. Like, it provides a lot of valuable selection, too. This hand's medium against Burn. At least we're not going to hurt ourselves a whole bunch. We get to go ahead and play Bird on one. Eidolon's going to be a little bit painful. Catch you later, Bracket. Thanks for hanging out. If the Bird lives here, we get to go tapped land Voice. Oh, man, if he doesn't have another land, that would be so good for us. Sweet. We drew another Bird. Therein lies the question. What do I want to do here? We could fetch basic Forest and go Voice Bird. Yeah, I think I like that, actually. This is awkward if we draw exactly Kiki Jiki, but there's only one of those, so. I've played that card, and it's super unimpressive. It's generally worse than just like having Baloth or Forge Tender in my experience. And we have a Forge Tender on the sideboard, so. So spike me, attack for 2 probably. I think I'm okay just trading Voice for 2 points of life here and like getting a giant token. That sounds pretty good actually. Wall of Omens sounds fine. Major Chord. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Do I want to shock myself here? We can Chord for 2. Nah, I think we're just going to take this and pass the turn. We can, on his next turn, Chord for Resto, and then, or play Resto and then untap and Chord for Kiki. Yeah, my Moto birds are actually foil, unlike my paper birds, which are non-foil. Yeah, we're just passing. We're just going to go for the combo here. I'm going to go ahead and shove with this Elemental. This way it's not evident that we're going for a combo necessarily. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, he's playing his bolts out, so he's less likely to be able to interact with our combo here. I didn't Sharpie border them. I paid an Altruist to paint the borders. I'm not some kind of scum that like has ugly Sharpie borders. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm supposed to chord during. I guess I can ghost quarter myself for a mountain. I was say maybe we're supposed to chord during my upkeep in case we like draw the one Kiki Jiki, but the fact that we could ghost quarter ourselves for the mountain means it's not a big deal. So chord for 5. I play 8th edition birds in paper. So we get Forge Tender and Scooze and Helix and Spellskite, Cut, Mage and Pontiff and Lark and Pia and Eidolon. I don't know about scummy. I think it's just, it looks bad. It doesn't look nice. The Sharpie borders look so crappy. The painted borders look very good. They look very close to real cards. I like the artwork on the 8th edition birds, but I don't like foils. And I guess I could get Russian, but I also generally like playing with English cards. So like the only English non-foil birds has white borders in the artwork that I like. So I got them and then paid someone to paint the borders so they look nice. Pretty standard sideboard here. We played against Burn once earlier tonight and boarded basically the same way, I believe. Yeah, I think this hand is fine, especially since our opponent mulligan. Like, Burrington Fortuner is basically a removal spell that turns into a counterspell later. It's very good. Declan's having a good time. Yes, he is. It's funny, he's watching the screen pretty intently, too. Hey, man. Not to be a hipster, but I was playing PN before it was cool. That's all I'm saying. Russian 8th edition is black bordered as well. Rabblemaster. Rabblemaster sounds too cute. Someone suggested playing a Dragon Master Outcast, which sounds kind of sweet. Like end step chord for 1, untap, like make 5/5. That sounds pretty hot, I'm not gonna lie. What are we board Slaughter games against? The decks that fold to it, things like Ad Nauseum and you just like to hear yourself talk, don't you? We learned how our vocal cords work, so that's why we use them. So like Ad Nauseum, what's another one? Bloom, just the combo decks that have like one very important particular card. Living End. Slaughter Games is medium against Storm. Like, there isn't, like, one card that's important. Like, Past in Flames is pretty good, but, like... Our opponent tries very anemic this game. So, green into green. Yeah, Scape Shift also, bro. We definitely board them in against Scape Shift. We boarded in both of them. Because Scape Shift, like, all those matchups that I just named are, like, pretty hard matchups for this deck. Like, basically the decks where, like, Path to Exile doesn't interact with are pretty difficult. So, like, that's one of the reasons why, like, I'm trying the Eidolon in the main deck, is because Eidolon's very good in a lot of the matchups where Path is bad. Ascension is worth slaughtering. Maybe, like, we have Quadrantly Pride Mage and Reclamation Sage and Engineered Explosive, so, like, we've got, like, axes of interaction with those cards. Are you asking what's the Chord deck's matchup like against Jund, or what's Jund's matchups like against the field? Alright, well that was really, really anticlimactic. So we're going to play one more where hopefully our opponent does more than just mulligan and draw lands. I mean, I don't think the format will shift a whole lot. Like, maybe people will play less Fulminators, but, like, the Eldrazi deck and the Tron deck are both very good and require playing Fulminators. Like, nothing might change. The Jund matchup, I think Chord is slightly ahead. Lightning Bolt's pretty good against us. Chord's very good against the Abzan mid-range decks, which has been more popular than Jund lately. The Abzan decks have been, so... Are there any cards we're looking forward to playing from Oath? In Chord specifically, I don't think so. Oath of Nissa might be worth testing, but adding enchantments to my creature deck doesn't sound all that great. I think it would be sweet if they interacted with Twin. Did something with Twin in the ban list. Twin's one of the best decks in the format, has been for a long time. Do you want to read my article about my top 8 in Charlotte this past weekend? I wrote about that. People had some questions about that based on my tweet, so I wrote a little something about it. People keep talking about the one you white bounce guy, and it doesn't sound very good. Last match, Nugget. Now we're going to bed. Yeah, that sounds sweet. Someone who's watching the stream decent enough to turn it off. Yeah, robots is probably safer than safe. Like, robots is the type of deck they like having in the format, I think. Reality Smasher is just, like, nuts. That card, I think, is going to be the card that, like, pushes the... pushes these Eldrazi decks over the top. Like, the 5/5 trample haste with built-in protection, that's insane. Updates to Black White Controller. I haven't started testing Standard yet. I was going to start testing Standard tonight, but then I decided to try and stream Modern for you all instead. Oh, speaking of Eldrazi, it's the Eldrazi deck again. He's this person, we said we played him earlier, so. We get another shot at this. I don't understand why Reality Smasher... I don't understand why the Reality Smasher has Trample. There's all these other great abilities. Why does it need to Trample too? I imagine that the kids have to be able to read and write to be able to really play Magic. You're just like having a great time, aren't you? Yeah. Dad's having a great time too. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, alright. I think I'm saving the Pontiff in my hand. You're just like having the time of your life. Zach, I think the blue decks are pretty close to buys, so I don't like. You just like have to play faster. I think. I think feel very favored against the Jeskai decks and slightly favored against the Esper decks. Yeah, I know. You're a good kid. We hear you. Literally, the entire internet hears you. Post-rotation? I don't know. Like, that's a lot. There's a lot of things to go into, like, what's going to be good post-rotation. Like, post this new set? Probably. Yeah, man, you get a Blight Herder. Might as well just play it out, right? He knows I have Pontiff in my hand. Alright, hopefully we just draw Kiki here. Sure, man. Untap that bird. Fakin Vergen. I'm not sure what that means. Post Oath. Yeah, I think post Oath the black white deck is fine. You gonna kill my bird here? Dismember. Sure. Alright, we'll do another Resto. We can block with bird and blink it now. So we got that going for us. And then Chord is live and Kiki is live. The Pontiff buff beats. Man, you joke. But I killed a Bloom Titan player in Cincinnati with Orzhov Pontiff for +5 damage. He was not messing around. Don't kill my Resto. Oh, why you gotta kill my Resto? So sad. Man, can we just like draw spells in one of these games against this